students, welcome back to our classroom piano lessons on the web. Glad to have you all back with us. Tonight is another special night because we are doing the second student showcase. Sorry, I just brushed my teeth and I want to make sure I have that white stuff out of the corners of my mouth. Anyway, we're doing the second student showcase where I'm going to be reviewing playing recordings of students in our community playing. And yes, the stream has started the way it should. I love it when things actually work. Okay, so we're going to get started here in a second. While I'm getting everything set up here, feel free to say hello in the chat, and I would love to hear from you. All right, so the Bird 101s that didn't know this was tonight. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's on the calendar. One thing I recommend you guys do, let me bring this up really quick, is over on my website, pianolessonsontheweb.com. Go to the community tab at the top, and you can see a calendar of what we're talking about and when. And sure enough, tonight is the student showcase. I'm going to be updating this calendar in probably tomorrow, actually. And we are taking off next week. I might even take the week off after that, which I'll talk a little bit about once we get through some student submissions. We have a lot of them tonight, so I need to get started. But I highly recommend you guys keep up with that calendar there because it's especially going to be helpful because we're changing times of the live stream soon. And you want to make sure that you're all prepared for that and you know what time things are taking place. Okay, let me get everything started. And meanwhile, I'm just going to put the chat up in here. And then we're going to get started. Like I said, I have quite a few submissions, and I want to get through them all. So let me get the Facebook stream started. This should take less than a minute or so. So feel free to say hello in the meantime. Hello students, your piano teacher Tim here from Piano Lessons on the Web once again. If it's your first time out, make sure you like our page on Facebook. Make sure you're subscribed. You have all notifications turned on if you're watching on YouTube because we have new lessons coming out all the time and you don't want to miss a beat. And sorry, my allergies got me. But today we are doing the second student showcase where I'll be reviewing submissions from our students that attend here online. All right, let me get this started here. Just give me less than a minute or so. Way less than a minute. Should just take a few seconds. And we'll get started here. We're just going to go right down the list here of what I got. All right, we're ready almost. Wait, hold on. Quiet you. Sorry about that. Pause. Perfect. All right. Looks like I have the lighting on point now. That's great. All right. Anyway. Perfect. Okay, so our first submission comes from Fanny. And let's take a look, and I'll give Fanny a little bit of advice once we listen to the whole thing here. So let me get it started. It's a bit quiet, so let me turn up the volume here. So I'd rather get it right. Testing. Okay, that might be a little bit loud, but better that you can hear it. Here we go. Okay, nice job from Fanny. I hope you could all kind of hear that. It's a soft song, soft piece, and I did turn up the microphone a little bit for this one, so hopefully you could hear it with by turning it up. This is a this piece is the Prelude in E minor by Chopin, and it's one of the easier preludes. In fact, if you are looking to learn some Chopin, I recommend you actually start with this one. Okay, some things that I noticed is that you're sitting up better than before. You still tend to look down a bit, and I understand you're probably looking at your hands and you're looking between the music, but try to, you don't have to necessarily stick your neck up, but try to be as up and down as possible. Like I mentioned before, you have that mirror there. So use that to your advantage. Just double check every once in a while you're playing. I know you're making a recording, so it might not be exactly the way you play all the time, but keep up with paying attention to that. In terms of your playing, I really liked it. Your dynamics were pretty good. It's a very soft piece, nothing really showy about it or anything. Some of the tail ends of your phrases die off in terms of the sound a little bit too much. Like, how obviously when you're getting into a phrase, you want to have a good volume, and then at the end of the phrase, you want to get like a little bit quieter, but you tend to get so quiet that the left hand overpowers it a little bit. Let me see if I have, what I think I have this right in front of me already. Let me try to think of a good place where this happens. Well, let me get my headphones on. All right, I'm glad everybody could hear it, it seemed, so I was a little worried about that. But all right, where's good? Okay, I'm just gonna start it from the beginning here. So here at the end of the phrase there, just carefully you hit that one with enough volume coming into the next part here, the next line. So like I said, like this part you're pretty good. And here we have the end of a phrase here. Sorry about that. Let me do it without talking here at the end of the phrase. See how I hit that note softer, but you could still hear it slightly louder than the left hand. So work on that. Your grace note on the next line here, on the third line, I felt was a little bit slow. You did it almost as two different notes, like 2/8 notes almost. It doesn't need to be real fast though. So just a little bit faster on that one. That next section was pretty good. So yeah, that's what I have to tell you as far as that one. I could go in a little more detail, but we have a lot more to cover. The last chord seemed to die off a little bit too much for me. Oh, that's it. Let me try again. Like some of the notes just didn't ring through. So that's what I have to tell you about that one. Great playthrough. I enjoyed listening to that very much. Okay, let me do this. Let me get the second recording out. It is also from Fanny. Now, Fanny, you broke the rules a little bit. There's only one submission per student. So I'm going to go really quick with this one. I know both of them were fairly short. And I didn't get to these at the last minute, so I wanted to get to both of them because you did this jazz thing again, which I wanted to go over. But normally try to stick to one if possible, but if they're short, I guess it's all right. All right, let's hear this one. Sorry about that. Okay, I liked it. I liked how I think you were improvising a little bit there. I'm not sure if you were playing exactly what was on the sheet or not, but keep working on it. It sounded pretty good. Now I noticed you have like a backing track kind of thing. I would make that louder if possible. Not because I couldn't hear it, because I noticed that you were a little bit behind there in the middle. And what causes that with me is it's usually not loud. I like to have the backing track like obnoxiously loud. Like when I play the metronome, I set the metronome volume all the way up because if I don't, I hear the piano way over that. So that's what I recommend for that one. I wanted to just go over that one really quick, but that's what I would do there, and that would just help get the get everything a little bit more solid there with the rhythm. All right, Guillermo. This is invention number 8, I believe, by Bach. Yeah. Oh, this one's a good one. Hold on. Let me get this up. Killer. Really good. The only thing I have to say about it, really good playthrough here, is that there's like a couple of areas. First of all, your tempo's great. You tend to play out, which is perfect, the main theme of the song. If anybody doesn't know, with Bach, it's always like the first thing that comes in here. So bum 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 ba da 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 dum bum, and then in the counterpoint, which is two melodies going on at the same time, you have it come in later with the left hand. You do a really good job of whenever that comes in. I suspect you have a teacher because it's just pretty good. Whenever you have that come in, you play it out very nicely. There's a couple of areas I want to say and it's just ever so slight. I want to say around 30 seconds in. See that? Like there was just a split second right there, 30 seconds of it was just a little clunky. It just slowed down just a tiny bit, and then you were back on it. So just work out whatever measure that is. And then towards the end, you had a little bit here where it got just a tiny bit muddy. Actually, on that playthrough, it sounded better. For some reason, let me go a little bit before. Oh, I think it's right there. Hold on. See that? I don't know if you could catch that, but it was ever so slightly a bit of hesitation there. Now, I understand when you're doing a recording, and I know, trust me, it is extremely hard to get a perfect playthrough on anything, no matter how much you practice. So it could just be that, but just watch out for those couple of areas. I suspect you're practicing with a metronome. If not, I recommend, especially with Bach, doing it because that'll help make sure that you're 100% on that rhythm. Excellent playthrough. Like I said, let me know in the comments if you're here, Guillermo, or if you watch it later. Do you have a teacher? I would suspect yes, because this is pretty high quality stuff. All right, we're going to get to. Okay, Catherine. Those are the sheet musics. Let me go to the chat really quick just to make sure everything is working. Okay, Richard Guillermo. Sounds awesome. I agree. Great job. Okay, on with the show. Like I said, we have lots to get through. That was a great submission. I mean, they've all been really good, but here's from Marie. Okay, here we go. Okay, very good. What I would work on, the number one thing, Marie, I would work on with this one, a very good effort for sure. And I know, what is it, Chopin? I've actually played this a long time ago. Here are the sheet music. Oh, yeah, okay, Waltz in A flat major. Unfortunately, I don't have it underneath my fingers, or else I'd play it for you. But what I would work on is your tempo. Your tempo is just a bit sluggish in a lot of places. Especially, I would actually go through and star these areas where you have these runs. You know, you have these quintuplet runs, and then you have triplets going up. Those tend to slow down the most. With Chopin, you do have a little bit more liberty with your tempo. However, it is a waltz, so you want your left hand, or whatever the key signature is. You kind of want that as consistent as possible. It's okay to slow down maybe a little bit at the end of the phrase, but I feel like you're slowing down just a little too much. And I really think it's the areas like I just mentioned where you have these runs here where there's a little bit more going on, like right here, obviously. You just want to like maybe star those and go over those measures again and again and again. And then once you're good at playing that measure by itself, play the measure before it, that measure, and then going into that, and see if you can maintain that consistent tempo. Use the left hand to keep your beat with this one. That's the number one thing I would work on. The other thing, now it could be a recording thing, because like I talked about, it's hard. It doesn't sound exactly the same as if I was in the room with you. It sounds a little bit flat to me, but I work on your tempo first. After you work on your tempo, work on maybe dialing back the left hand a little bit in places, bringing out the right hand. And I don't recommend this for most composers, but what I do for Chopin, especially if you're newer to playing Chopin, I admittedly am not a big Chopin guy. So when I play Chopin, I just don't think I'm very good at it because I haven't played a ton of it compared to like a Bach I've played a lot of. But what I recommend you do, to my point, is to listen to recordings of this. You may already, that might be what got you into it, but listen to recordings of this often, because you're going to pick out ideas from their playing that you can bring out. Because like I said, with Chopin, you have a little bit more liberty in what you can do with the tempo, and you can get the ideas from the recordings if you're not used to playing Chopin a whole lot. Some of the things you're doing naturally kind of well. Towards the end of the phrase, you slow down a little bit in some places, but like I said, so it's just a little sluggish overall, and I would work on that. Getting the tempo nice and consistent. Whoa, what is going on here? And then bringing out the right hand a little bit, maybe dialing back the left hand. But it really good. Definitely a good start. It sounds like you have pretty much the notes down, which is a big step. So great job, Marie. Thank you for your submission. All right. Sorry, guys. The allergies got me today. Let me go to the next few. Don't worry, Catherine. We have not forgotten about you. Okay, just hold on. Yeah, I agree, Rich. Everybody so far has been great. Oh, I can already tell it's going to be good. All right, this is from Catherine, our student in our live stream. Oh, let me show you. That would help, right? Okay, here we go. This first movement from Sonata in G minor. I love how she put that in there. If you don't know how to edit videos, that's totally fine, but I like that. She is a YouTuber as well, Catherine Clark, and yeah, let's just check it out. Okay, well done. First of all, I like. Just give me a second here. Make sure it doesn't start playing the next thing. I like just the way you ended it. You have patience when you play, which is great because a lot of students, what they'll do is they will finish the piece and then they're done and they're like off doing something else. You like really take your time to make sure that that final idea is in there, and that's just something that stuck out to me. Better than your recording you sent last time for sure. And I like how in the beginning you actually wrote down the notes like pretty much as I was thinking them. Like, oh yeah, the left hand is a little bit sluggish here, and I certainly relate to not getting a perfect take, especially doing them live. Some room for improvement. There is some for sure, and you pointed out a lot of it. So what I recommend you do for that left hand, and surprisingly, after you got started, and you may have noticed this too, because you had less comments as the video went on, it got better and better, honestly, as you went along. Like the tempo was better, like later on. I would say like the last 2/3 of it was really spot on with the tempo. And then the balancing between your hands then got better too. So I think it was just starting out, you have the camera going and then getting used to maybe playing with the camera or just getting into it. That left hand part, well, that's a little bit sluggish. What I recommend you do is get the metronome out, set it maybe just a little bit under what you're playing it at now, and just play that left hand to the metronome, but think light. Like see how it's hard to explain, but see how light you can come off of the keys without plodding along, or whatever somebody said about me the other day. But without like really hitting being light in your playing. That's all I can say. Like just think light while you're playing, and play it with the metronome, and then get it up to speed with just the left hand, and then add in the right hand. Really, that's one section where you wrote that note down was the only section I really heard a problem with the left hand. The rest of it was pretty good. I thought it was definitely a good playthrough overall. So that's really all I have to say about your playing, just that little bit with the left hand. I felt like you played out the right hand pretty good compared to the left hand. And your tempo was good. So I felt that it was good overall. So you have 174 subscribers. So everybody, Catherine Clark has a YouTube channel she has here. And you should subscribe because she obviously has a lot of her other playing on here. Looking at your channel really quick. Do you play violin on your channel? It looks like you do, or viola. Interesting. Okay, so your channel banner is actually pretty good for what you're going for. I like how simple it is. It's pretty easy to get what the idea is of your channel. Your thumbnails. I know this isn't really what you submitted for, but your thumbnails have too much text. It takes away, and trust me, I've learned this throughout the years. It takes away from like the image. The image should always be first, like the first focus of what's going on. So like this one right here, the number 2 viola vlog, oh my goodness, come on. That picture of you is fine. Stop this. Wait, oh, it's playing the channel trailer again. So that picture of you is fine. I honestly think you don't need viola time jogger. See, the thing is, you do what I used to do, is like try to fit your entire title into the thumbnail. And you honestly don't need anything except for maybe the number 2, because it's in a series, right? You want them numbered. Also, your title. The number 2 should come after. I actually think your title, you should swap your title to say reading viola time reading viola time joggers, if I'm pronouncing that right. That should be first in your title, and then the viola vlog number 2 you should add second. And that's going to help you a little bit with the YouTube algorithm as well, because they weigh what comes first a little bit more. It's also more likely somebody is going to be searching that bottom part of the title first, and it's better that they see that, because if they haven't been keeping up with all the Viola vlogs, it's not going to really mean anything to them if they see Viola vlog number 7. It just doesn't really mean anything. But it says the title first, and then they see it's part of the Viola vlog. I think that would go a little bit better for you. So yeah, I would just simplify your thumbnails a little bit. I know this is YouTube stuff, but I see you're a YouTuber, and seriously, like, some adjustments to titles and thumbnails go a long way with growing on YouTube. Anyway, let's get to the next playthrough. I hope you didn't mind me reviewing your YouTube channel. I just thought it would help you out. Let's see here. All right, let me bring it back to me. We are going to do, Vova has submitted again. We have quite a few more submissions, but we're doing okay on time, so we got to keep it moving. Here we go. Oh yeah, I muted it. If you don't remember, this is like the guy who's really good, who was submitted last time. What's going on? What happened, YouTube? I noticed that. Oh, here we go. Hold on. Brilliant. Once again, so let me wait, hold on. There we go. Really, really good. There's a couple areas where you misfired a little bit on those chords at the top. I think you know where they're at, and obviously you want to kind of make a note of, where those are. Other than that, really good balance between both hands. You play out your right hand really well. You've heard me talk about how I think you're really good, and you really are. If you look at your comment section, I'm going to get into YouTube here a little bit, and I know you're actually fairly into the piano YouTube scene, because not only do you know about me, you know about Kyle Landry, who does a lot of piano covers and who is actually a pretty big channel now. I remember when Kyle was kind of just starting and he didn't have that many subscribers. Now he's doing really well. I think you could honestly make a really good covers channel where you play, arrangements and covers. You are that good. And I'm not crazy, because whenever you go to your comment section, these people aren't lying. Well done. Nice music and performance, and it seems like you have fixed some sound defects. It's cool. Yeah, which was like the thing we were talking about, right? Where it was buzzing or something, or I called it clipping. And that's basically where your sound is too much, and then it gets distorted. Let's see, Melodious Hearts, another piece from an anime series that I haven't heard before, but the music sounds gorgeous and passionate, and your performance is very dynamic and zestful. This person is not full of it. They're right on point. The pictures on the wall, are they from? Okay, so it's not really relevant to the point I want to make. Just a question there. I just want to say you are awesome, and I really love your playing. Again, look at this beautiful piano playing here. So these people are not lying to you. They're this is really, really what's going on. What I think you should do is obviously continue playing and practicing piano with your teacher. Work on learning to read music, like we said, and sight reading. We talked about how that's probably one of the things as a pianist you're lacking. You have a lot of good technical ability. I know you learned some of these pieces from like Synthesia and things like that. I recommend over time kind of getting away from that and getting more into reading sheet music, because that'll make you more. They'll give you a more diverse skill set and let you learn more pieces, and actually faster once you get good at reading music. It'll take a long time. So I really want to take a couple minutes and review your channel, because I'm telling you, with your talent. Now, we talked about how there's high competition. I think you're from Russia, to be a concert pianist, and that's totally fine. But you really honestly have an ability to make a great YouTube channel, because you have your playing ability is such that other people notice it, and that it's definitely better than average. It definitely stands out for people that play on YouTube. I just want to take a look here, maybe not even listen to this, but just scroll down into the comments again. Look, good job. I haven't seen the series, but it sounds fantastic. It sounds sweet and airy and ends dynamically, and that's something you did. I know that the piece does that, but you had that come across. You're the best. Catherine Clark. See more vids as you learn. Great. Everybody. Now, obviously, one thing I noticed, like, about as you get more successful on YouTube, you'll get more criticisms. But these people are not lying. They are right on point, I think. So let me just look at your channel and give you some tips. Your channel background, while it conveys something about piano, or the channel banner, is fine. It's too plain. You might want to somehow incorporate the idea that you're playing like arrangements or covers. You might want to think about what type of covers you might want to go with. I notice you do a lot of anime, and then you have some classic as well, which I think you should honestly kind of keep it all around, because some of the classic pieces do very well. One thing I want to show you, I kind of brought this up when we were talking before, is that if you type in like Pathetique Sonata Beethoven, and you look at the views on some of these playthroughs, now some of these are 5 years old, sure, but 3.8 million in 5 years isn't bad at all. That's a good amount of views, actually. So these are getting millions and millions of views. And honestly, you're so good that, especially if you pick pieces that maybe aren't quite as well known as this, but things people search for, you can do really, really well. Now, some things, the channel banner is kind of a minor thing that might help you get subscribers. You might also want to put maybe a call to action here to subscribe. Your thumbnails, you should work on. You see, you have text on your thumbnails, but the problem I have with it is that unless I'm way zoomed in, I can't see what that text says for the life of me. And like I mentioned with Catherine, is you're actually using too much text. You're actually being redundant with your text. Like you have text in the thumbnail that is also in your title. Your titles are fine for what they are. I mean, they could be a little bit more enticing, but the thing is for what you're trying to do, it's probably better that you're just kind of on point with what the playthrough is. So use your title to tell the viewer what you're going to be playing, and use the thumbnail to show it. Don't use both. Don't put text. I wouldn't put any text in your thumbnail at all. I would make them also a little bit more diverse from each other. Like you have this waltz here in the ballad. These, if I was just glancing through really quick, like say in the recommended videos on the side, I wouldn't, by glancing, really know that they're two different videos. Sure, I might notice, but the human eye, especially when we're looking at things really quick, you want things to stand out. Like the rest of them in terms of variation are good. Like you're showing what it is that you're playing that kind of encompasses it. I would just remove the text. I would maybe it looks like you're adding a blur to kind of bring focus into the text. Get rid of the blur, get rid of the text. I think the pictures are fine. You could put limited text that's like I don't know. I don't know if you should put any. Yeah, like maybe later on if you come up with some kind of branding, maybe put it there, like put something in the corner of each one, just so when people are looking for your videos, there is something that they all have in common. See, I put myself in a lot of my thumbnails, so that's generally what people will see. I also have a thumbnail style that does vary. Like I am trying different things, but that'll go a long way for you. Just get rid of the text, get the picture. Like, and the picture, by the way, look, when you design a picture or you upload it and put it as a thumbnail, or even before you do that, maybe if you have Photoshop, what I recommend you do is look at it on your phone or zoom way out, because a lot of people looking at these on YouTube will be looking at them on your phone. So they don't really have the luxury of seeing the image really big. So that's why I think if you really just focus on the image, get rid of the text, it'll really help them pop out a little bit more. It would be a plus if you could somehow incorporate like the scene from the anime here with some idea that you're playing piano, but honestly, that's in your title. So the thing, like if any of you are YouTubers here, your title and thumbnail work together to tell what the video is about or entice the potential viewer or student, what's going to be happening here. And I just think just do those couple of things I talked about, work on your thumbnails a little bit, and it will help you get more views. It might not help you get like millions of views right off the bat, but your playing is so good that honestly, if you learn the rest of the YouTube things, which don't get me wrong, it takes time, but you're young. You're going to be going into school, you said, for economics or something like that. So maybe while you're doing that, maybe learn a little bit more about Photoshop, get these looking really good. You have, I don't want to show it here because I don't want to accidentally show all my inside channel information, but you have, in YouTube, you have something called the Creator Studio. I think the Creator Studio Beta or something. And in there you can see what's called a click-through rate. You know, look this up if you're not familiar. And look at your titles and thumbnails and track how they're performing and try to get a higher click-through rate. And once you get that figured out, it's going to help you immensely. And now you said, I should really get on to another playthrough, but I'll do that in a second. You said that, you know, in the last video you did, you were recording it in the dark to give it more flair. And yeah, I noticed that. That was kind of cool. And like you said, it maybe not work. It didn't work out too great. You know, when you get a chance, it's not really that important because your channel is such that the main quality is you playing, and that, like I said, that's so good that's going to take you far once you get the other things figured out. Eventually, if you ever get the money, get like a slightly better camera. Although this is at 4080. Okay, you have 1080 60. Okay, you know, it's not bad. You know what I think your problem is with why it looks a little bit grainy even though your resolution's pretty decent is, no, don't cast a chrome, get out of here. Your lighting, I think, could be better. So maybe get another light to kind of maybe go behind you and shine on the piano, and that'll remove some of the fuzziness here in the darks. And that's just a little detail. Lights aren't too expensive. You can get some pretty decent ones on Amazon. So I just wanted to give you some piano or some channel tips because honestly, you should really give it a shot. I'm not kidding. And sure, it might be like a side thing you do for years, but you have the potential to get it to take off. And I'm not even joking. I don't even believe it. I know it. Okay. Oh, Marie sent me 600 yen. Thank you very much, Marie. I appreciate that. Sorry if I rambled on too much about YouTube. You know, I'm big into YouTube, and I think if you're trying to run a channel, I really wanted to give you some advice on that. Okay. Looking for maybe any other things going on. Okay. I hope Tim comments on my YouTube channel. I need help. Yeah, I don't know why I blocked that. Yeah, I can do that. Maybe not today. Remind me, like, when we do the next student showcase, because I want to get through the rest of the playings today, just ask me to go over your channel, and I can do that for sure. Thanks for coming by, Marie. Hopefully you have a great one. Hopefully you found my advice helpful. Thank you again for the super chat. Okay, let's get back onto it. Sorry, I get off on a tangent. Also, your channel name is called Harmony Producer, and to me that's confusing because, and you used to have it called something else before, I think. Harmony Producer indicates to me that you're a music producer and you're like writing beats and stuff. If you want to go that direction, that's fine, but I honestly should stick to what you're doing and make your channel name reflect that. That's why I changed the channel name from Lessons on the Web to Piano Lessons on the Web. Just that one word helped out a lot. But sub to Harmony Producer for sure, and everybody that we talked about. All right, let's get on with it. I know some of you that aren't into YouTube might not have liked that, but like I said, I'm trying to help everybody out here, and I think some of you, if you take my YouTube advice, it will take you far. All right, this is, oh, wait, the Bird 101 is coming up, but we got Greg here. Let's do Greg. This is from Greg Wiles, everybody. Okay, really well done. I like when you add the different sections as you come through them again and again. You change up the instrumentation. I think that's a neat touch. There's a couple areas where let me see if I can find it. Right here. So you have like kind of a melody going on with your left hand instead, and you have your right hand playing like the background. And then it goes back to the right hand, and actually the way you're playing it there is fine. The chords, especially in that spot, in spots like that, are overpowering a little bit much. You want to dial it back, especially when it comes to the right hand and you have the melody in the left hand. You really want to have that clarity going on with your left hand. Other than that, not much to say about it, and that's actually a good thing because your playing was pretty good. I feel like your tempo was appropriate for what you were doing, and I like all the little touches that you have in here. I'd really be curious to see what other pieces you have. You seem to like the I don't know, like the not so much of the classical stuff, which is cool. I like to see the variation in what people play. So yeah, feel free to submit again next month. Greg would love to hear it. Greg has 5 subscribers, so go subscribe to Greg. I'm not going to review everybody's music channels. It looks like you're just kind of getting started out here, so I won't say much about it. Thumbnails aren't bad. It looks like you kind of use like that standard one that they give you, but they work for what you're trying to do here in the beginning. All right, let's take a look at what else we may have. I think we're getting pretty close. Okay, we got 2 more, which is perfect. So we got the bird. Good job. Let me see here. Yeah, really good job here, the bird. So, really, all I have to say about it, actually, two things with in the order you should work on. Your left hand overpowers a lot. Now, I know that the device you're recording on, probably your phone or laptop, is over to the left towards the lower end of the piano, which could be contributing to it a little bit, but I feel like even if I was in the room with you, your left hand is overpowering a bit. So see if you can dial that back. That's really the main thing I have to say about it. The other thing I would work on is I feel like it's just a little slow. I know it's not a fast song, but I feel like it should, especially the da 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 da. I feel like that part should maybe be a little bit faster than it is. But yeah, a good playthrough for sure. These are all better than the recordings I got last time, which are great. You guys are making improvements here. Okay, you do a lot of Disney covers. Okay, you have like a Christmas one here, Silent Night. Here, you were the one that asked me to review their YouTube channel, right? Your background is cool. I like that picture. I'm sure you probably got that on a vacation somewhere. Is that in Japan? Hitachi. That's the only reason I think that. I could be wrong. It's a really cool picture, but it doesn't really say much about your YouTube channel. Judging from it, I'm kind of confused because it'd be cool if it was like a travel. You got a travel channel, that would work. But get something like maybe your picture here is not bad. The hands at the piano, that tells me what it's about. So yeah, maybe just a simple picture of you at the piano, or your hands at the piano, or a piano. Something a little bit more, what the channel is about. You want everything to be as cohesive as possible. Your thumbnails, now you're probably using the automatic generated thumbnails. I actually feel like the Aladdin Disney one's the best. However, it doesn't tell me much about Aladdin Disney. I mean, you use it in the title, which is a plus. And actually, I like how you just started out with a whole new world. You didn't say Aladdin Disney first. I don't know what your Photoshop skills are like. Or maybe just like once. Well, the problem is that especially with Disney. See, the thing is, you're technically, now nobody's stopping you right now, but you're technically not supposed to use like just a copyrighted photo for your thumbnail. I think the most that really can happen is they can ask you to take the video down or change the thumbnail. I would somehow incorporate Disney's Aladdin into this, even if it's okay if you use like something from something that's copyrighted, so long as you integrate it and change it somehow in your image, that's fine. But if you don't have the Photoshop skills, it's kind of limited. Maybe what you could do is take a picture of the sheet music, and the sheet music says A Whole New World on it, and like put it on the piano and have your hands at the piano and have a picture of that. That would work, because that would kind of tell you what the video is about a little bit more, for sure. Other than that, I would stick to the horizontal view of your piano playing. Like these ones are all vertical, right? Yeah. See, that's just not as good. I like the landscape view here so much better. So keep that. That's a good improvement for sure. Your titles are fine. Like, I really don't see anything wrong with them. I would just work on your thumbnails a little bit. Like I said, you might be limited in what your abilities are on Photoshop or Microsoft Paint or something. But and you can always hire somebody to help you. I don't know if you have anybody younger in your family that's good at that kind of stuff. Or like I say, just kind of be inventive. Maybe get a picture of the sheet music along with the piano, and that might be enough to get you some more views on these videos. But yeah, cool channel here. You might want to think about doing like a vlog or something, or just some video so I can get to know you a little bit better. Because you're doing covers too, like the other channel that I reviewed. However, I think, I don't know, there's something about you. I would like to see you on camera. You might not be comfortable with that, but just to let you know, like maybe have a video, a channel trailer here just talking about who you are and, maybe how you learn piano and things like that. I'd like to get to know you a little bit more just from looking at the channel from that perspective. Yeah. So that's what I had to say about your channel. Keep up with it. Do you have any playlists? Okay, relaxing Pokemon music. That's cool. Okay, so you do have some playlists. It looks like from other videos around YouTube, but that's fine. That's cool. Yeah. And then maybe make a playlist of your own videos. Like one all Disney videos or something like that. All Christmas ones to kind of keep them organized. But yeah, cool. So yeah, there's just a few recommendations I have for that. Wait a second. Popular channels. T-Series. Well, anyway, you probably can't control that. I don't know how T-Series got in your recommended channel bar. But anyway. I'm just kidding around. So let's get to the last playthrough, shall we? At least, and if I missed your playthrough, or like if I missed your, I think I got everybody, but I got so many coming in, especially the last few days. I wasn't 100% certain. But so if I forget for whatever reason, or if I missed it, just let me know and I'll review. I'll do a double up next time. All right, this is from Zaynep, if I'm pronouncing your name correctly, I hope. And this is Black Eyes. Really nice job. I really liked it. I felt like it was well prepared. You I don't think you missed a single note in the whole piece. Your rhythm was pretty good. It might be able to move along just a tiny bit faster. The only thing I have to say about it is I felt like, and this seems to be a common thing with a lot of the recordings I'm hearing, is that your left hand just a little bit too loud. You know, you have such a nice melody that you're playing out here. Remember, you know, you always think about melody as the lead singer of whatever you're doing. So just dial back the left hand a little bit. I know it can be, you know, a challenge, especially when you add in the right hand back into it. But yeah, that's the number one thing I would work on with this piece. Like I said, it's well put together. I think you've been working on it for a while, and you, like I said, note-wise, it's perfect in terms of that. But I would definitely work on getting your right hand to play out a little bit louder and your left hand to play a little softer. I think if you do those two things, then it will be sounding a lot better. I mean, it sounds good, but it'll be even better. Here, I'm gonna leave you a like. I can't. Oh, I have to log in. Okay. Well, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go on my account here and like it. Just give me a second here, because I like the video. Here you go. All right, so I left you a like. And I'll subscribe. So you have one subscriber, it's me. Okay, cool, everybody. I think that's all I got for today. Like I said, if I missed your piece, I'm terribly sorry. I got them all coming in, you know, even the last few days, a lot of them. But I think I got to everybody. And just let me know if I missed you, and I'll get to you next time. I thought everybody did great. I honestly thought that these were all better than the recordings I was submitted last time, which were good. But I see improvement all the way around, which is great. I hope you guys don't mind me reviewing the YouTube channels a little bit. I do notice that, like I said, some of you are YouTubers, and you probably want some more views on your video. You might not be shooting, you know, to get 100,000 or 1,000,000 subscribers, but it's always better. It's always like uplifting and motivating when you get more people to see your stuff. So I just want to throw that out there. So I hope you guys didn't mind that little bit. Good night, Carol. Thank you for coming out. I'm really appreciative of you coming out tonight. Thank you. Laredo says all submissions were great. I simply love them. Thank you for having come up with the idea of the student showcase, Tim. I hope to make a submission someday. I look forward to that. Keep up the good work, everybody. I'm impressed. Yeah, I agree. Thanks, everybody, for coming today. I'm not going to get to every comment just because, you know, we're over time already. Sadly, don't have Photoshop skills. Yeah, sorry about that. You can take free classes online, or, you know, look up some YouTube videos. I don't know how interested you are or how many subscribers you really want. Like I said, not everybody wants a ton, and that's okay, but I'm sure everybody, or a lot of people, would like more than what they have. I don't know how to change that picture. All right, well, get somebody that's really good with technology. It's really a plain picture from YouTube. I think it looks great, but for a different channel. Hi, all. I'm just getting to the hairdresser, so I had to shoot off. All right, no problem, Catherine. I will pop in and out when I get a chance. We'll watch on replay. All right, well, thank you for your submission as well. Yeah, all right, everybody. Thanks for coming. I want to just kind of go over like a couple things before we go here. And mainly what's going on with the channel. So first of all, over on my website, pianolessonsontheweb.com, I have over 20 courses designed to help you learn a lot more about piano music. And if you like what you see over here on the channel, you feel like I give good advice, you're enjoying the lessons, you're finding them helpful, you're really going to love the courses I have over on my website, because not only do they include instructional videos like the ones you're used to, but they also include accompanying notes, worksheets, sheet music assignments. These are real comprehensive courses to make sure you're not just learning each topic and then moving on, you're learning it, getting exercise and practice with it, and mastering those skills, which is really important in music. And it's great for beginners, like if you're just starting out and you need a solid foundation, or if you have watched a lot of my stuff already and you're looking to advance your skills even further. There are a lot of courses here for you. You can read more about it here on the channel. One thing I want to tell you about is you can purchase courses individually, but what I recommend you do is pick up a course pack, because you're going to get a much better deal. Normally courses are $29.99 a piece. And as you can see here, like the beginner's pack's only $49.99, but you get 4 courses with it. So without the pack, it would be like $120. Here it's $49.99. Same thing with the intermediate pack. They come with a lot more courses, and then the all course access, which I recommend just because it's the best deal if you want the entire package there. You can click on each pack and check out what courses are included. But if you can click on each course, you can actually see the course description page, where you can see like what you're going to be covering, a sample video from the course. We're going to be able to do at the end of the course. That's pretty important, what you need to know. Piano pieces that you're going to be learning, again, pretty important. And generally, a general rule of thumb on how fast or how long it's going to take you to take the course. Mileage will vary on this for sure, depending on what kind of learning style you are. Just want to throw that out there, because like I said, if you like what you see over here on the channel, you're going to love my courses over there. And just a little tidbit for you for coming out tonight, just to thank you, is use code YouTube during checkout to get 15% off any courses or course packs. All right, so what I really want to tell you about is on the community page. If you want to attend regularly here live, totally free, fill out this form here, and you will get an email reminder 30 minutes before we meet. And here's the calendar of what we're talking about. I'm going to be updating this tomorrow. We are off next week. I might even take 2 weeks off. So make sure you check in with the calendar, especially over the next few days, to see when we're coming back. And I'll use social media like Facebook to let you know. If you're interested in submitting something for the Student Showcase, how it works is throughout a month, I'm collecting recordings that I get from the community, and the last live stream of the month will be the Student Showcase, where I'll review the recordings I get. Submit your recordings to me, tim@lessonsontheweb.com, or through Facebook, facebook.com/piano lessons on the web. So that's how you'll do it. One thing I want to mention is that when we come back from break, the live stream time is changing. So keep note of this, from 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, I know some people won't be able to make it that could before, and I apologize in a way, even though I really can't help it. But it's a double-edged sword, because new people who couldn't attend before will be able to attend. And I'm really doing this more for me, because I'll have more energy at 1 p.m. than I will at 8 p.m. And I think it'll just work for me a whole lot better. So the better content will result because of it. And you'll always get the recordings also, so you're not totally missing out. All right, everybody, if you like today's lesson, make sure you slap a like on it. That lets other people know it's a quality lesson that they can learn from as well. And okay, Barbara says, last time you mentioned doing the live stream earlier, but I did not hear when and what time. It's 1 p.m. EST on Eastern Standard Time on Friday. It's still Fridays and Sundays, so that's not changing. And we're taking off at least next week. Let me look here. We're either going to be back on March 8th or March 15th. A couple of reasons behind it is, one, I just want to take like a week off. And then another thing is I really need to get my taxes done. I need to, clean my house. And actually I want to work on getting a new channel banner up. and everything like that. And a new channel trailer. So I want to work on that. Like says the bird. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Bird 101 says, "Oh, Tim, next week's my birthday." Well, sorry, but the bird, we're going to have to miss your birthday. I apologize for that. Fanny says, "Tim, you do a great job with your courses in general, and particularly the live ones, and especially the showcase. Thank you so much." Thank you so much, everybody. Kevin Zhang, cool it, or I'm going to, I might even remove you if you continue. Okay, everybody, thanks for coming out tonight. I really appreciate all of your support. And like I said, I didn't get a chance to get through all the comments, but I really couldn't tonight. But anyway, have a great week. I'll see you in a few. I'll be updating the calendar on the website. Check that out. And I'll let you know on social media the exact day that we're going to be coming back. So everybody have a great one. And I'll see you soon. And yeah, this has been your piano teacher, Tim here. I'm going to see you in the classroom for the next lesson. So I'll see you soon. I think I said that enough. All right, everybody, have a great one. And happy birthday to the Bird 101.